Welcome to e-learning for Adobe Dreamweaver CS6. In this lesson, we're gonna learn how to modify an existing CSS layout. The predefined CSS layouts provided by Dreamweaver are always a good starting point. They are easy to modify and adaptable to most projects. Using a Dreamweaver CSS layout, we will create a proof of concept page to match the final wireframe design. In the menu bar, choose File and then click New. In the new document window, click the blank page and then choose the HTML on the page type. Dreamweaver CS6 offers 16 standard HTML4 layouts and 2 HTML5 CSS layouts. Although the HTML5 layouts use some of the new semantic content elements, they are nearly identical to the HTML4 designs, unless you need to support an installed base of older browsers like Internet Explorer 5 and 6. There's little to worry about using the newer layouts. Let's choose one of the HTML5 layouts that best fits the needs of the new site. Select the HTML5 2-column fix, right sidebar, header and footer from the layout list, and then click Create. Switch to Design View if necessary. Insert the cursor anywhere in the page content. Observe the names and orders of the tag selectors at the bottom of the document window. So this is the bottom of the document window. And as you can see, as I highlight this, how to use this document, in the document window, the H2 is highlighted. The display order of elements in the tag selector directly correlates to the page code structure. Elements appearing to the left are parents or containers of all elements to the right. The element farthest to the left is the highest in the page structure. As you can see, the body element is the highest and the div container is second. As you click around the page sections, you will be able to determine the HTML structure without having to delve into the code view window at all. In many ways, the tag selector interface makes the job of identifying the HTML skeleton much easier, especially in complex page designs. The page consists of 4 main contents elements, 3 subsections, and a single element that wraps or all the others. All but one of these are new HTML5 elements, including the header, the footer. So this is the footer, and the navigation, the aside, and the article, and of course the section. The only div elements in this layout are being used to hold the sidebar content and to hold everything together. Using these new elements means that you can apply complex CSS styling while reducing the complexity of the code overall. You can still use class and ID attributes, but the new semantic elements reduce the need for this technique. To understand exactly how much this design depends on CSS, it's sometimes a good idea to shut off CSS styling. In the menu bar, choose View and look for Style Rendering. The style rendering, and then uncheck the display styles. Style display is typically on by default. By clicking this option in the menu, you'll toggle CSS styling off temporarily. Note the identity and order of each page components. Without CSS, the HTML skeleton is composed for all to see. It's instructive to know what the page will look like if somehow the cascading style sheet is disabled or not supported by a particular browser. Now, it's easier to identify the page components and their structure. Although it is not strictly required, items that display higher on the page like header usually are inserted before other elements that appear lower like footer. Other important aspect you should notice is the navigation menu. Without the CSS styling, the navigation menu reverted back to a simple bulleted or unordered list with hyperlinks. Not too long ago, this menu would have been built with images and complex rollover animations. If the images failed to load, the menu usually became a jumbled, unusable mess. The hyperlinks continued to work, but without the images, there were no words to tell the user what they were clicking. But navigation built on text-based lists, on the other hand, will always be usable even without styling. Choose view again, and then click the style rendering, and then click the display styles to bring back the CSS styles. It's a good idea to get into the habit of saving files before you modify any settings or add content. Dreamweaver doesn't offer a backup or recovered file feature. If it crashes before you save, all your work in any open, unsaved files will be lost. Get into the habit of saving your files on a regular basis. It will prevent the loss of data and important changes to your files. So, to save this file, choose File, Save. Just type in my layout.html, and then click save. So that's all. In the next lesson, we're gonna learn how to add the background image to the header.